Hi, and welcome back to the AF podcast, all for females in affiliate and partner marketing. I am your host, and I am so honored this week to be joined by the Director of Affiliate Partnerships at Nucleus Links and also Affinity Global. Nandini Shukla, thank you so much for joining me this week. I can't wait to have this conversation with you.
Thank you so much, Christine. I'm looking forward to it.
Tell me, how did you get started in affiliate marketing? I mean, nobody ever does this on purpose. You always kind of trip and fall into it. So, what was your journey? What's your story to get you to where we are?
Yes, happy to share. Affinity Global Inc. is the only company and the first company that I've worked for. I got out of college and I interviewed at Affinity, and that was my first job. I landed in the company. And Affinity, of course, it has a lot of different businesses, it does a lot of things. So at that time, I was a part of the programmatic business at Affinity, which is called Yield Solutions. That's where I started. I worked there for a year and a half, and I realized that that's not the space for me. So I went to Singapore, did 1 year of studying, but came back to Affinity Global Inc. again. And in that time, which is like 6 years ago, Affinity got into the affiliate space, and it looked really interesting to me. The focus was mainly building the Western countries
Mhm.
in the affiliate industry. So I became the part of the European and UK team. And since the last 6 years, I've been with Affinity and in the affiliate space. And like I mentioned before as well to you, Christine, that when I first entered this industry, and this is right after COVID when all of us started traveling, it was a very unique space for me
Mhm.
because I think in the affiliate industry, everyone knows everyone. Everyone has like amazing relationships with everyone. And I was like a newcomer, with different ideas and new products, understanding what the market wants. But I warmed up very quickly because of the products that, we were constantly building on. And after meeting a lot of people, we realized that there is so much for the brands in this industry. And I was always from the publisher side of the business.
Mhm.
And after meeting the affiliate publishers, of course, at all the events, we understood the challenges that the affiliate publishers face, and we tried to create something to resolve those challenges.
Yeah, so talk to me about that. What's kind of the core of what Nucleus Links does?
Okay, perfect. So, as I said, after COVID, we met around 15 to 20 affiliate publishers, trying to understand what is going on that side of the business, rather than just going to them and asking for like, oh, I have 10K budget for blah 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 brand. Would you like to take it up and make small margins? What we decided to do is we decided to understand how do they work, what are their day-to-day challenges. And after talking to these 15 to 20 publishers, we understood that the entire affiliate publisher world is very manual. And
Very
if we could,
manual.
yes, it is. And there are just like, a little bit of ad tech added to the affiliate industry, and they could easily just make new revenue out of whatever they are doing right now. They don't have to change anything. They don't have to like acquire traffic to make more revenue. But even with the existing business, they can create new revenue.
Yeah.
So we thought of adding our 20 years of experience in the ad tech industry and our 5 years of experience in the affiliate world. We matched both of this and we created Nucleus Links. The core idea of Nucleus Links is to make different types of affiliate networks compete for one merchant.
Okay.
So it is a platform where, let's take an example of a brand, say Nike.
Mhm.
Now, an affiliate publisher has a deal of Nike with, say, Impact. What Nucleus does is Nucleus scans 65 to 70 different networks with different categories. This could be a primary affiliate network, sub affiliate network, rev share, CPC, any type of network. And it identifies which network has the best deal for Nike.
Mm,
So that is how all our current publishers, from Microsoft to various BNPL apps, various coupon ads, coupon publishers are making new revenue through Nucleus links. And of course, along with this, there are other features which includes link scanning, which is scanning of any broken links, expired links, preventing revenue leakage. So, for example, if one affiliate link is not working, what Nucleus does is it moves that to the second best paying network, so the publisher doesn't lose out on any revenue.
okay.
It auto builds links, so publisher ops team, they don't have to log into like multiple affiliate dashboards to create links. And with all these features, our main goal is to increase publishers revenue, but also reduce their workload so that they can focus more on negotiating better deals with the brands.
That's one of the hardest parts. And I mean, I come from the content side. I started as a blogger, and that was, I mean, and this was before like there's a lot more technology now. One of my favorite tools has always been Pretty Links, because they have like the keyword and URL tool, that like it'll scan your site and replace it with your affiliate link for that particular brand or whatever. Like I have always leaned very heavily on that. But um, the manual process of affiliate, I feel like, is one of the biggest barriers to entry for so many content creators in particular. I mean,
Yeah.
publishers in general, absolutely. But, really with like those top of funnel partners, the ones who are going to rank for SEO or the ones who are going to rank for credibility, that is one of those big hurdles is like, well, you can use skim links, certainly, but there's a bit of revenue taken off of that, and I'm sure that's probably likely the case with Nucleus as well. You guys have to get your cut somewhere. But I mean, the great thing about that is that the automation really helps ease that lift, especially for newcomers into the space, which I
Yeah.
think helps kind of push past the stigma a little bit and helps kind of reinforce the relationships, and at least help somebody grow more quickly than they would otherwise.
Yeah, actually, like, the one more important part, rather than, of course, uplifting the operational workload, is also, I think, very early on in the affiliate industry, when we entered the affiliate industry, what we realized is, of course, Affinity has like two network businesses as well. So it understands how things work on the affiliate network side as well. What we identified is that a lot of sub networks work on fractional premiums.
Hmm.
So yes, of course, primary affiliate networks works the best for your top advertisers, but the sub networks come up with fractional premiums, and maybe the sub networks don't have the capacity to buy say 100% of your click volumes, but they have the capacity to buy, let's say, 10 to 50% of your click volumes. And for these 10 to 50% of the click volumes, these sub networks can pay like 2 to 3x higher than what the primary affiliate networks pay. So
Interesting.
what Nucleus does is it keeps a constant check
Okay.
on like 65 to 70 different networks to identify on any given day which network has those fractional premiums coming in from any budget pool, not just affiliate, but it could be search, branding, programmatic, social budget, any type of budget, because we think that every network has a different story to tell to the brand. They have different partnerships with brand, and the publisher should deserve the highest yield per every click.
Sure, absolutely. I can't disagree with that by any stretch. Let's switch gears a little bit, because you brought up something interesting when we were, connecting for just a moment pre-show. You said, you mentioned that you've had a number of wins and a number of challenges in the industry. I would love to hear a little bit more about some of those highlights and also lowlights, because honestly, you can't have wins without having some challenges along the way, to help get you there. So, let's talk about some of those challenges first. And if you could share, a couple of instances where maybe, the outcome or, the delivery wasn't exactly what you anticipated, but what you learned from that to be able to help you succeed going forward.
Yeah, of course. So I think one of the first challenges, or I would say one of the first, like a hiccup in the steps that I was walking into, what I faced was that I felt like an outsider when I entered the affiliate industry. I was very young, I did not know anyone, and after COVID, we all just started traveling like crazy.
Yeah.
So, our main base is in India, Mumbai, and since I was working in the European and UK market, I would have to travel to all the affiliate events, and that is honestly the best thing that happened, like the affiliate events that are going on, like all the big ones, from affiliate summit to PI live in London, dealmaker. They, I think, because of these events, there is this space created where people can actually get to know each other about their companies. They are comfortable for a day or two. You just get to understand and have that face time with publishers. And this is, I think, this is a problem that any global company would face when they are working with multiple countries, when they are working with, people who are located globally. Not everything gets resolved over a Zoom or a Teams call. So I think attending a lot of affiliate events really helped me understand more about the market that I was working in. And I don't know if I would have been a part of the affiliate industry if I didn't have that exposure, because it's almost impossible for you to understand them unless you meet them.
Yep. I
uh,
I absolutely relate to that. I think a lot about how historically, like I wouldn't be in the affiliate space if I hadn't gone to a conference and like sat there and actually learned like this is affiliate, this is the A, B, and C on really how to do it, how to execute, and all of that. And if it wasn't for that in-person event where I had that light bulb moment, like literally would not be where I am today.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Those are so vital, especially to growth early on.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's not just business, but it is about the trends that you learn about, like when you are at any event sponsored by or hosted by any affiliate network. You just meet people that you might not want to work with. It might not be relevant, but they just come with a level of experience and they just are willing to guide you. So with the affiliate events, it's also the people that you meet. I usually prefer to like network and try to meet as many people as I can, because there's just always a learning, there's always a connection that you can build on.
My friend Dustin Howes is like that. Like when he's so funny. I don't know if you know Dustin, but he will like send me a screenshot of his schedule before we go to like affiliate summit or something like that. And he is like bell to bell, not even a lunch break in there. And he will tell me, he's like, my goal is just to go meet people. And because you never know what's going to come out of one of those connections. Like, yeah, maybe right now it's not right. But down the line, they might change companies, you might change companies, you might have like a new brand or a new client or something that is a great fit. And like how wonderful is it that you can just pick up that conversation because you're like, oh yeah, I met this person, spent the time getting to know them at Affiliate Summit 3 years ago. Let's connect with them and see, if there's still opportunity or if they have, some other ideas. Their in person is so invaluable for that.
Yeah, It is. And so when I started, 6 years ago in the affiliate space, I started with US, UK, and Europe. So I was managing like a few of US publishers at that time when I started. Then I completely moved my focus to UK and Europe.
Right.
But now, even after 6 years, some of the US publishers, I remember them. And when I meet them at these events, I'm meeting them for the first time at these events in the US, because now I am also trying to, get involved in the US market.
Mhm.
So it is like it's a full circle. You more people, it's more better for you,
Mhm.
because they just come from very different perspectives and very different knowledge.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. You brought up somebody earlier, when we were talking earlier, who is somebody that I didn't know until he and I were on a panel together. Dan Cohen, who used to work for one of the larger like white label coupon sites, and is now working on your team. And I love Dan to pieces, but it was because he and I both spoke on a panel together in China, like literally all the way across the world, and we were like one of like 5 or 10 people from the US there, right? We had literally no choice but to hang out and bond. And I just saw him when I was in Portugal. And it was like, oh man, it's so great. Like I haven't seen him in months, but it was like, it's one of those moments where it's just like I love meeting people like that. And then obviously with you two working together, that's just another connection. And that's kind of what it's all about, right? I mean, the connections that we form in this industry are what kind of inform basically everything. It's
Yeah.
it's so fun.
Yeah, no, I get it. I actually know him since I was um, talking to him for the publisher side of the business when he
Yep.
was working for the white label company 2 years ago. I remember meeting him for the first time in London. We had lunch for an hour, and we were talking about the industry and nucleus links, mainly, and about that opportunity. And after 2 years, I see him working in the same company as I am, and he's been amazing. It's only been a few months, and we all are just going to him, learning so much about industry, just having his perspective on certain things because of the level of knowledge that he comes from is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's a super nice guy to boot. So
He
that
is.
helps.
I don't know how, but he's so nice.
He is so sweet. I love him to pieces. Yeah. I loved that you mentioned him before the show too, because I was like, yay, Dan! Like, I'm a Dan fan forever. He's definitely wonderful. So with not knowing people being one of the larger challenges, and obviously you being able to overcome that by, putting yourself out there and going to meet new people. Let's flip that. What are some of the biggest wins that you've experienced?
Sorry, I
What
didn't
are
get the last.
what are some of the biggest wins you've experienced?
Oh, wins. One of the biggest, I think, publishers that I've been managing since the last few years is my partnership with a big browser based in Europe, which is called Opera Browser. And I love the Opera team. I've been working with them since the last 6 years, and we have seen our business go from this to this together. And I do think it's been a learning with me and Opera how we could add value in each other's business. And yeah, I feel like since I started working at Affinity, like right after college, I have everything that I've learned from this company, and it's just helped me come where I am. And I think it comes a lot with the people at Affinity. Uh, Affinity is one of the very unique companies based in India where there is no hierarchy. Like you can go to the CEO, you can go to your manager, you can go to the head of HR, you can go to the head of finance whenever you want. Just make sure you go with a lot of data because they love data. But I think they have provided and created an amazing platform for people like me who are like freshers starting up, and the level of training that they provide to every individual, no matter which part of the world they come from, I think that really helps in sort of continuing with all the wins and the losses that we face together as companies and employees.
I
So
love
yeah, I mean, I think one of my biggest wins would be, along with all the publishers and the deals that I've done, is one of the biggest win is also like working for Affinity, which is a very diverse and a very accepting company.
having, I mean, somebody working at the same company without owning that company in affiliate, I feel like is very rare. Like you don't see people stay at the same job for nearly a decade. That's a super rare thing, and especially after COVID, which is interesting. I want to get to that in a moment because obviously your entrance into the industry happened at a very like kind of audacious time. And that had to be really interesting, but I want to talk about that in a minute. But yeah, you just don't with as much frequency see somebody stay in the same role or at the same company. Obviously, you haven't stayed in the same role, you've moved, but at the same company for that length of period of time. And that's a real testament to how a company treats its employees. And
Yeah.
especially, especially women in the industry. Like there tends to be a lot of disparity. And it sounds very much like Affinity is one of those companies where there's a lot of equitability between everybody there.
Yeah, yeah. No, I understand. I get it, and this is something that of being so. Affinity was my first example of the corporate world. So yes, of course, I don't deny that there is always a difference that you feel as a woman in the industry. But what I like about Affinity is that because it has a lot of female leaders in the company, and of course we always celebrate that, but in three main parts of operations, where maybe someone from the tech background and someone from coming from a place like India, where there are a lot of technically educated males,
Mhm.
and there's a large portion of men in India who pick the engineering field. But in Affinity, it's a whole different world, where all the leaders in the ops background from different businesses are actually females. So not just, I think, whenever there is a disparity or something that I would feel or face, I don't just go to the HR, or I don't have to go to the legal side of the company, but I also feel very free to talk to the women leaders in the company, and just have their opinion, because they also have been working in Affinity since the last decade or even more. Talk about how they faced it and how they overcame it, and yeah, just learning from them, their experiences. And I think that really helped me stay in Affinity for so long. And yeah,
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 having that support from top down can be, I mean, it's literally make or break with some jobs, and
yeah,
I love that you've had that support, as well as just that representation overall. I think that that can often be a daunting piece for somebody new entering the industry. If you kind of look around the room and you're like, oh, there's nobody like me here. Ugh. So I mean, it sounds like they do a really good job of diversity and inclusion overall, which I think is so important for especially now. I mean, with global companies, especially, like you have to be representative of the people that you're serving, and I think that's where a lot of companies just overall misstep a little bit. So I
yes.
love that you have that environment.
Yeah, no, I agree how important inclusion is for not just for females, but I think for everyone. And
Everyone.
I think that's one of the qualities that we focus on, not just encouraging, the females, but also the new comers, like the new people who have, just been graduated, and they have amazing ideas because they don't know anything about the industry, but they just want to use their amazing marketing or management insights that they have freshly learned from a very known institute. And I think inclusion is one of the activities that we got from our managers, and now as managers we are trying to put that across as an exercise to our teams as well.
I love it. I love it. So speaking of entering the industry and, being brand new, you did it at a very interesting time. So it sounds like about 2019 is when you got into the industry, if I'm correct, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
that was obviously the year before COVID rocked the world stage, and upended affiliate in so many different ways. I mean, certainly as somebody who's, worked through a couple of economic downturns in affiliate, it's definitely a resilient industry, to say the least. But it was just wild in 2020 and 2021. I'd love to hear a little bit about your experience entering into the space during that time, but especially, if you were remote and trying to like wade the waters, what was that like?
It was a whole new experience. I remember when I rejoined Affinity, it was just a few months. It was like quarter 4 of 2019, and I was just able to go to the office for like a month. And I met a few of my teammates, but I was just trying to understand what the product is and how the industry works. And of course it were international markets, so it was all new for me. And then in a few months we were asked to just work from home, and it all started with that, like hour long calls and trying to understand, get around, talking to internal teams, and also managing publishers who are not in my time zone.
Mhm.
So it was the work from home concept was very alien to me. And amidst that, you keep on hearing this thing about a global pandemic, and you're just like, how are you going to do this? And of course, no one in this world was prepared to be locked at home. It was a new challenge for all of us. And I think affiliate industry was one of the industries where it didn't face a lot of low points. There were some verticals which were performing great, and work was going good for us, and we had to give all of our attention and efforts uh, as we would on a normal day at a normal time.
Yeah.
So it was challenging for sure. It was new. So entering into that space without any warning, and in that space of that you have to learn these new things, you have to adapt quickly. It was, but I would always thank my seniors who were there for me, and who sort of made it easy for me to get accustomed with whatever was happening, because affiliate industry doesn't sleep. It
No.
always has highs and lows,
Yeah.
but it never sleeps.
Yeah, that's the ultimate truth. I worked from home long before COVID happened, and so it was really interesting for me to kind of
Mm.
see the shift in people. It's funny because my dad and my husband have consistently told me like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you work from home. That's not something that like I think I could do. And I'm like, oh God, I honestly don't like people enough to be around them 24/7. But it's also like I can focus if I am home in my element with my cats and with like the distractions I want and need, and without any other distractions. Like if I'm around people, I'm just going to yap the whole time. So it's not exactly super productive, but it was really interesting to me to see people have to adapt to working from home. And really, some people are excellent at it, and some people are not at all. And I think that was really that was an eye opener for affiliate in a lot of ways. But also, this job is one that can be done at a desk in an office, at a desk at home, on a lounge chair in Tahiti. Like it really kind of it opened up that opportunity and that prospect for people to do their best work in a way that's the most comfortable for them.
Yes, yes. I really think it depends on people, and as much as it. Along with with the office in Mumbai, we also have an office in Germany,
Mhm.
where some people do prefer not traveling for an hour or two to come to the office. They are more productive and more comfortable to work from their own space, and I think as being in the digital world, it should be highly accepted. I think because of COVID, a lot of people can now work better, like be more productive in their own zone. I am not a person who loves working from home. I love to be in the office because we do travel a lot for the events, and it's almost like a month in a quarter. And when I'm in Mumbai, when I'm home, I love going to the office and meeting all the people, because Affinity has like around 400 people in Mumbai, and there are a lot of different teams that are sort of responsible for the same thing. So it's just better to collaboratively work in office, and also get around with the gossips in the office.
I do miss office gossip, but luckily the affiliate industry keeps me pretty busy with that overall.
I'm
Um,
sure.
I love that. Um, so speaking of conferences, what conferences do you really enjoy going to?
So I actually attended one of my first US events, this PI Live Miami in end
Mhm.
of April, and it was amazing because I have been working in the UK and the European market since the last 5 years now, and I'm trying to explore US newly as a fresh start. Going to an event based in US, it was a whole new different experience for me. It was in Miami, but felt like it was in Vegas because it was at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Right, right.
People were superb. People were so welcoming. I've not been in this market for a while now, but still, it was very comfortable in just talking to them, having a chat. What did they feel about the keynotes that were happening at the event? But my recent favorite is Avon Think Tank Portugal. It was
It
amazing.
was so
It
good.
was it was like an experience. You were just like in the same hotel with the people you work with, having breakfast, lunch, dinner with them. And I can't stop complimenting how great the arrangement was. Like the after parties, the gala dinners, the
So
sitting
good.
arrangement at the gala dinner. uh, because I knew I met some very interesting people at the gala dinner as well. And it was amazing. And I don't know how they managed to create it, but affiliate events are always like a little hectic, shorter meetings, everyone's running into like different meetings, and it gets a little messy. But at even think tank, I don't know why, but I had this feeling of calmness where people actually wanted to talk to you for a long time, discuss what's going on. I think it was the climate that was more relaxed,
Yeah.
and I just loved it. I met some of the most interesting people. I might not work with them because it would not be relevant, but it was just so good to know them, and a lot of prominent influencers of the affiliate industry and leaders of the affiliate industry. So it was amazing.
It was, it was. I really feel like the European summer vibes permeated through everything in that conference because I felt the same. I was like, this is so chill and cool and fine. And I mean, there were a lot of people that I was there representing the Performance Marketing Association. Of course, naturally, I had some conversations revolving around the clients that my agency manages. But I just sat and had so many good, like relaxed, in-depth conversations with people and like really connected in a way that I feel like, Affiliate Summit is one of the conferences that I go to on a regular basis. And that is like that is like drinking a cup of coffee of affiliate marketing, like you're just like buzzed and like zoomies all day long. Whereas Portugal
Yeah.
was like drinking the Aperol spritz of affiliate marketing, where you're just kind of chilling and like it was such a difference, and it was so nice to have that versus, as you mentioned, the very hectic schedules that tend to come with conferences. Um, and yeah, I mean, I really think the location was part of it. Like, how can you be stressed when you're just like looking at boats in a marina on a gorgeous day in Portugal? Honestly.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I came to know when I was at the event, do you know that Villa Mora is actually privately owned by someone, and
The whole
it's
area?
the whole, like the whole island, it's
That's
owned by
insane.
someone. It's privately owned, and I don't know how they came across this location, but I think it played a very big role in success of so many conversations and partnerships that merged out of this event. Even if it was a meeting at the beach or by the pool, it was just really interesting conversations, because I think people also valued traveling around this time from different parts of the world, because it was a global event that a lot of people from US and Asia, Israel, Europe, London, a lot of people came from different places all together at one place. So I think they valued everyone's time, and they just wanted to not know what they are up to, and what do they think about the industry at a larger scale.
Yeah, it was very intentional. Like that's something that I can kind of keep coming back to is like everything was very intentionally executed to
Mm,
complement the location, to complement the vibe that they were obviously going for. And I mean, everything from like the beach party, like how fun was that, to the gala dinner. I mean, the sparkle bar, the second I saw it, I was like, up out of my seat, getting sparkles applied to my face, but it
yeah,
was very intentional, very well executed. I cannot stop giving the AWIN global marketing team their flowers for that. Alex Beats really like good
it
job,
was
girl.
amazing.
It was
It was amazing.
insane. Um, what skills do you think are successful for long-term success in this industry?
Which events are
No,
more
what
successful?
skills? I'm sorry. What
What
skills do you
skills?
think
Oh,
are
sorry. I think communication skills and networking skills are the most important part of this industry, because you are going to learn every day at every event, at every conversation that you have. You're going to learn more about the industry, how each and every vertical functions, and everyone comes with different perspectives and different experiences of their own, and the companies that they work for. But I think having that curiosity to know the person and about the company that they work for, and having the urge to network with people, I think that really helps. It makes you easy to understand the industry, and it's easy for you to grab onto any knowledge. I always feel that every time any of our team, because of course our teams in from India travel to the US, UK, and different parts of the world, whenever anyone is traveling, whenever they are back, and when we are having a conversation with them, they have come back with a different knowledge and a different way on how they would negotiate a deal or talk about the company. They always have some ideas to share. Like, we work with a lot of OEMs, so we do have to work with bigger OEMs based in China, and that's somewhere where I've never gone. I don't know anything about China, and how do they function, and how do they manage such big companies like an OEM company. So when we, and of course we have a team in China of like around 8 people, so when we meet them, we understand how do they see things in the OEM world. And I, of course, mainly work with the affiliate heavy publishers like coupons, buy now, pay later apps, browsers. But when, because of Affinity having such different streams of business, when all of it comes together, uh, the learning just gets easier in terms of so yeah, I think networking is the biggest skill for me, to as a my survival kit in this industry.
Yeah, networking and communication, 100%. You can't really do a whole lot in this industry without those skills. And I mean, the bigger your circle, the more opportunity tends to come your way, or the more opportunity you get to bring to others, which I think is always vital. What is your affiliate marketing superpower?
Affiliate marketing superpower,
Mhm.
I think, so because I have been working in for a SaaS product, Nucleus Link, since the past 3 years, I think uniqueness or the USP that you can add, because affiliate industry is huge. A lot of companies are doing a lot of things. It's always changing, and everything is available anywhere. But I think the only value add that I feel like why I love the product that I sell is because of its uniqueness and the unique value that it can bring to the to the affiliate publishers. I think it takes you a long way if you have something that you have created that people want, and people are actually seeing value out of your product. You'll just like doing the job that you do if you're adding value to someone's life.
Yeah, yep, absolutely that. What is your favorite form of self-care?
Oh, self-care.
Yeah.
Um, so with all the travel and all the parties and all the jet lags that the affiliate industry comes with, I was actually having a conversation with one of the other women in the affiliate industry, is that no one really talks about how much toll does it take on your body and your life. It looks fancy from the outside, like okay, taking a 12-hour flight, taking a 6-hour flight, but it is not. It is very consuming
Grueling.
of your physical health and just your normal routine. Sometimes I wish that, yay, I don't have any travels in the next 3 months. I'm just going to get back to my workouts. I'm just gonna eat well, cook for myself, and not having to run around meetings and grab a little bite. So I think a very good form of self care for me is being in any type of physical sport, or a physical activity. It could be going to the gym, going for your pilates, whenever whenever anyone gets time. I think it's very important to stay grounded, to always being physically proactive in and having some sort of a hobby to keep your brain and body on their where they belong, and just taking a step back from a certain things that don't add great value to your business. Sometimes saying no to things. These two things I think would be my form of self-care.
Yeah. I think that people do get really lost in like, oh, it is so glamorous to go travel, to this new cool city or, whatever. But what they don't realize with that is that yes, your routine is disrupted, but also like you are always on when you're going to events,
Yeah,
and it's not just always on for like 5 hours while you're like, have meetings scheduled. You're always on from the time that you wake up and like figure out what you're doing with your day, looking at your schedule, trying to catch up on any, intermittent work that you need to do. And then you're stepping foot on the conference floor and you're there for like 8, 9 hours and just talking and working the whole time. And then you have the after parties. So it's really like it can be
yeah,
a 20-hour day of just being
yeah,
on. And then you do that for 2, 3 days in a row. And then you have to get back on a plane again. And it's like, yes, it's fun. Yes, we go to parties and dinners and like we look cute and all of that. But like I get home and I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody, mostly because I can't because I no longer have a voice, but also like my body's tired. I'm tired. And it is important to kind of keep that routine when you get home and to keep, yourself mentally and physically active. But yeah, it's fun, but it's grueling to travel significantly for work.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what is your conference outfit vibe?
Oh, I love that. I love that part of this industry. I love how you get the chance to put on your best outfit because honestly, when you have to be on your A game, you have to feel that you're on your A game. And I think it really helps to uh, prepare for a conference. I always try to like go over the ongoing trends in that city because of course working in Europe and UK you see a different part of world. If you're going to Spain, your nail paint will be different. If you're going to UK, your nail paint will be different.
Yeah.
So I love that part of the affiliate industry where you can wear and wear whatever you like, and sort of create your own image of how you want to dress. Every time I'm at any event, I just see some people wearing completely crazy but amazing things, and how they handle it. So it depends on the weather, of course, but I love events in summers. I love where you can just you don't have to go with heavy coats. You can just like be in your chill summer outfits and still look professional, smartly dressed. So yes, that's one of the things that I love
Same.
about conference.
The fashion is so fun. It's one of my very favorite pieces. If you
Yeah.
could change one thing about the affiliate industry, what do you think it would be?
um um if I could change, I don't know what I would change, but maybe I would I might not be aware about it, but I would love to see a lot of gatherings for for females coming from different parts of the world. And since I am now getting close to hitting 30 and starting new chapters of my life, I would love to speak to some of the women who have been in the industry and what their experiences were when there are some changes that come in your life, and when you meet a partner, when you have kids, and how do you manage all of it. And I know a lot of women with different lives that they have led, and I think it's a very interesting conversation for like outside of work, just knowing what your future would look like. Because affiliate industry is amazing, but it also comes with a lot of consumption out of you, and just knowing how people survived would I think help. So like creating platforms for females to just come chill together, share their experience, would be something that I would hope for to be a part of. Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Yes, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. It's really interesting that you bring up the like how do you do this when you've had a kid. My child was born in 2016, and I was transitioning from working at a as a publisher into working at an agency during that time. So it was a really interesting time. It's also when I won my Affiliate Advocate Award. It was the only award I've ever won, and I couldn't be there in person because I had a baby. I had a newborn. And I only
Wow.
ended up taking 1 week of maternity leave. And that was like difficult. I wish I had that time back. And then, just a few years later, we had the pandemic. So I had, a young child home with me again, which was
Yeah.
wild. But I will say that I have never been more grateful to be able to work from home than I was that I have been during this entire time. And now my kid's home because it's summer break. And it's just,
Yeah.
I'm very grateful and very lucky that I've gotten it. But it was like that is an area that is not talked about enough, and how we can support more moms, more people who are making those milestone decisions in their lives, and also like continue to support their careers during those transition periods,
Mm.
because we do deserve to be able to take the time off for maternity leave or paternity leave or parental
Yeah.
leave or whatever, you need. But how do you also manage that work-life balance, and like still keep up with everything that's going on in the industry while you're also trying to figure out how to spend all of your time with this like tiny human that you're now growing. Like
Yeah.
it's tough, but I agree. We need to have more conversations like that, and we need to have
Yeah.
more platforms like that. So hopefully we can make that move.
Yeah.
Um, all right, final question. Who has been your biggest role model or inspiration in this industry?
Oh, a lot of people, like a lot of people, of course, and I don't think I'll be able to cover it up in like the last question. But if I had to just put two names, I would say the first, who's been my mentor since I joined Affinity, who's the CEO of Affinity, Laveen Punjabi. He's been a great mentor, a great teacher, a great manager who brought me into this industry and guided me to through all the challenges that I faced in my role. And the second person would be Pia Frey, who is the CMO of Affinity. And I had the pleasure of being managed by her for a year. And after working for like male bosses, she was my first female boss. And after understanding that level of empathy in work and getting guidance from that lens, and she comes with a great experience of almost, I think, 25 years in the digital world. And it was just amazing to understand how important it is to sensitize a few things and to understand. So I think, yeah, these two people have always encouraged me in the career journey that I've been in. So yeah.
I love that. It's great to have multiple mentors and multiple support. It's that's kind of what makes everything a little bit worthwhile is like knowing that you have people who have your back, so to speak. Any last words, anything else you want to share with the audience?
Yes, it would be. I mean, I would love to know if you can share any of the, maybe one challenge and one interesting thing that you find about the affiliate industry.
Yeah, for me personally, and I also want to hear people in the comments because this is a great question. One of the biggest challenges I see in the industry is constantly around education. And that goes back to, I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I will yap about this forever and ever, but because we don't have standardization, even across platforms, across verbiage, you'll have three different platforms calling a payout three different
Mhm.
things. You'll have three different platforms calling, an offer, three different
Mhm.
things. And I think that for people who are entering the industry, that's a barrier. But to understanding kind of the greater impact and the greater implications. So,
Mhm.
one of the challenges that I've always faced is being able to educate people on like really what it all means. Um, and one of the biggest wins, honestly, has been I'd have to say building my agency has been a huge win. You know, it's 2.5 years old now. I've had people in the past ask me why I didn't do it, and I was always like, I don't really want to be my own boss. But here I am, and I actually love being my own boss. But it also just the fact that it's opened up doors to do things like this, you know, to be able to have this podcast, because it was very scary for me to take the step into being an agency owner and doing it on my own. And then it was very scary to launch this because I was so afraid that nobody would care. And I get very much into my own head sometimes. So it's been a really big win to be able to feel like people are interested in sitting down and talking with me, and people like yourself, but also that people are watching, and people are, you know, wanting to be guests. I think that that's just I love it, and I'm so glad to be able to provide this space for people.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Congratulations on the platform and the agency that you've built. I think it's amazing. I would you have a new follower today. I'm going to see what everyone has to say about the industry. I I really love the point that you brought about education as well. It needs standardization. The terms that people use, it's so different, and then there are communication gaps in so many deals that you do. So I hope after seeing this podcast, someone hear us, and it's a little better than what it was yesterday.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you so, so, so much for joining me this week. It was really wonderful getting to know you and getting to talk with you. I'm so jealous that you work with Dan, so tell him I say hi. Um, and yeah, I
Fun.
would love, you know, I'd love to chat with you more in the future. Thank you again so much for joining me.
I hope to see you in future too. Thanks, Christine. Really
Yeah.
appreciate your time. Bye
Yeah, you
bye.
as well. Thank you.